In section 1, we are going to talk about the information management and statistics in banking and why it's important for the bank system. So we try to make a picture about the European statistical system and the use of the data and big data in the European statistical system. So at the top, as we can see, we have the European statistical firm, and we have two main players in this regard. That one of them is the European system of central banks, and the other one is the European statistical system. So the banks and the Eurostat and national statistical institutes are two main players for providing the information and data for the European statistical firm. And they have the memorandum of understanding to share the data with each other. So here we can see that as a main player of the statistical system in the European statistical system, the banks have one of the main rules, and they should do their responsibility according to this manner. Integrated information management in monetary financial institutes is something like this, that we have a board that they only think about making decisions, but we have two main players in the banks. Now we know that the banks are very important. They are providing a lot of information for the European system, but inside the banks we have two main players. One of them is the statistics department in level 1, and the other one is the IT department. So we have here information management and IT management as the same in the operational coordination. But the main decisions are going to make the strategic coordinations, and the decision part that is for the board. So the first important point here is that the statistics and IT departments are able to make big improvement and even a big bang. So security and data protection is very important part of using the big data in the banking system. And it's very important for the customers as the same, because the customers are thinking about their data and their activities, monetary activities and the financial activities. So it's very important for them that how banks are going to use their data for their purposes. The conclusion one is that there is a strong interest in big data in the central bank community, in particular senior policy level, that we saw in that graph, that the senior policy level is on the top. So they are very important that what they want to do and what they offer to the system, to the statistics department and the IT department to provide for them to make the different decisions. And conclusion 4 is that big data are perceiving as a potentially effective tool in supporting macroeconomic and financial stability analysis. That is very important for the country. It's not only for the central banks, it's a responsibility of the central bank. So it's something that is going to be very important for the country totally. And here we have the conclusion 5, that big data may also create new information and research needs. Okay. In the past, we had a lot of examples that we can see the use of the big data in different banks, central banks, and they made a lot of studies about the banknotes, about the processing of the machines, about the improvement of the security of the ATMs, for example, for the customers, and these data are going to use for taking care of the customers, and this kind of things they did a lot, and we had a lot of examples in the morning. But now, what we are doing, we are extracting information from registered data. So we had some registered data from the customers, and we do some analysis on them. Some examples as the same, that we are not going to discuss it anymore. And important point 3 is that till now, registered data and official information of clients were used for different purposes. So they think about this matter, that how much benefit I'm going to have from this technology. So if we want to make more satisfaction, we should make more money. If we want to make more money, we should do the risk reports. So these are not going to work together. But this technology, the big data, is going to help us to somehow make these two possible. And this is something very weird for the people that they are working in the financial atmosphere. So in the future, we said that extracting information from behavior and desires of each client is going to be done with the big data, IoT, granular data, artificial data, and data lake. How we can do that? We are going to minimize the risk, maximize the benefits of clients, and maximize the satisfaction. All of this together, that is very impossible maybe, but we are going to cut this item here. So that was the idea, and we have started to work on that, and we made an idea about an application, mobile application in the name of Moneymakers, M&M, and this Moneymakers is an application, mobile application, that based on the imbalanced big data mining and artificial intelligence is going to recommend the investor some opportunities according to their risk appetite. So it is going to make a risk appetite for each customer, and according to that, it sends some recommendation for their portfolio or for their investment. Advantage 1, adding pleasure into investment activities like playing a game. So the people can play a game. It's very interesting for them. And a platform for customers to play in a stress zone. So it's not going to be in comfort zone or in panic zone. The work of this platform of the banks is that they are going to save the customers in the stress zone. So totally the people and the customers are not, or clients, they are not going to have a lot of risk and lose a lot of money in this activity. The banks take care of them with their specialists, but they make some free space for them to play by themselves. So they start to play with their money, and it will be very enjoyment for the customers and clients that they can do something with their money, but in a safe zone. It's very important to make pleasure in investment for the customers. Okay, so this is the platform that we designed for this. It started with Moneymaker mobile application, and it's ended in Moneymaker application 2 because it started to get the data here from the customers, and then when do this kind of analysis, it makes some kind of recommendations for the customers to that mobile app again. But there are some problems in this case. The first problem that we should solve is the imbalanced big data matter. So we are going to use the big data, but if we want to manage the risk for the customers, it's very important to work on imbalanced data, not the balanced data, because the situation that make risk for the customers are in minority. The other one is the robust machine learning. The machine learning methods that we have seen in this different sessions today, they are not enough robust to work on the imbalanced big data. And the structural equation modeling, we are going to use the structural equation modeling. Why? Because we are going to use the supervised learning system for this purpose. Because of the time, because we want to do something very fast, and we are not going to make some application that it works for the people after something that happened. Here as the last one, this is the benefits for the customer: accessing mobile banking facilities, chatting with other similar clients, so they will be in their zone, receiving personalized market news, living in a stress zone from massive loss, and they will be safe from massive loss. And here the benefits for the banks is the capital at risk, and because the banks using this to decrease their risk, so they will be able to make more capital free for their investment. So this is a win-win game.